With MusicBid, trying to figure out why my license wasn't allowing me to download additional content, and apparently I can only download so many songs per 24 hours. So anyway, here we are. Inspiron, a Dell Inspiron. What is this thing? It's a Dell Inspiron. Until I turn it on, get it working. I can't tell what it is because the model is all messed up on the bottom. Dell, you brilliant people. Why can't they put this sticker on the bottom inside the case rather than on the outside where everyone's lap wears away? This is goofy. It's an Inspiron something. Anyway, I'm going to replace the battery and the SSD. The battery's on its way. I don't have it yet. Here it is. I knew this battery was bad because it was all bulged up, and you can tell because before even opening it, you can tap or touch the palm rest, and the palm rest was starting to protrude out. Hopefully your battery, when it fails, doesn't bulge out like this, because it could physically damage the machine. But oftentimes a dead battery doesn't physically look any different, so you literally just looking at it, you can't necessarily tell if it's a bad battery. But in this case, you can tell. Well, you know what? Yeah, you can't really tell with this lighting, but it is bulging up, so I'm going to eventually remove it. And since I only have the SSD right now, I'm going to go ahead and do the repair now, just so I can get some of my clutter taken care of. And of course, this is the hardware we are going to be installing. A Samsung SSD 980, an MVMe M.2 SSD from Samsung. So, this original Dell installation had a Hynix 250 gig drive. Ultimately, that drive is not bad, but it is too small at 256 gigs. Here it is. You see how small it is physically. It's about a quarter the size of this thing here. Yeah, there we go. We're going to get rid of that. And then we'll get some data dragged over. This is going to be basically the same sort of repair I do relatively often. So, let's see. Alrighty here. If you've never been here before, you've stumbled across an IT guy based in Manhattan Beach. Let's see here. I show off my work and invite you to show up and say hi. South Bay Tech Guru's YouTube channel. Let's see here. Does it? Oh, these Phillips head screwdrivers are not the most agreeable. Let's try this. Doesn't like that screwdriver, huh? Phillips head screwdriver is not very good. Alright, let's see here. Let's remove this before we get... Alright, I'm going to remove the battery connection. Let's see here. Oh man, that's a stiff battery setup. There we go. There. Okay, so now I need a screwdriver. That's a wee bit more agreeable. There it is. I like this screwdriver a little bit better. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. So the one unique setup about this machine is that it does take either the half-sized, they say half-sized, but it's less than half, SSDs. So I'm going to take this mount out, and then it has a secondary space. There we go. Oh, of course, and Dell lazily put the battery, as you can see, in the way. How annoying. So now I have to kind of shove the battery wires out of the way. And hopefully, you know what? What direction did they expect me to put this? Yep, the battery is in the way. Dell, you goofies. Alright. How annoying. Gotta love the common sense on a billion-dollar company. Let's glue the battery in place. No one will ever upgrade this machine. The arrogance of engineers, man. Our engineering is so perfect, no one will ever be in here. Alright. Okay, so Now I'm going to open the Samsung 1 terabyte SSD 980. We will be installing Windows 11, just like you saw me yesterday. All right. All right, there we go. Yeah, lovely. Can you see what I'm up to? Yeah, you can. You can see exactly what I'm talking about when I make fun of Dell here. Dell. 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 All right. There. Now I think I've negotiated the battery. There. Now I can use that same screw to put it back in place. But that's, as you see, the laziness of some of these giant companies. We'll just glue the battery in sloppily with bad tolerances and assume no one will actually use the upgrade options. So there we go. It's physically in place. And there you get an option. What I could technically do is put the old one in here, but it didn't come with. Let's see. Can I? Yeah, I could Oh, is that the screw hole? You know what? Yeah, I could. I'm wondering if it would automatically boot off of that. Let's see here. Do I have another little itty bitty screw? Let's see here. I wasn't planning on leaving the old one in. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Okay, so there's a rarity for you. This laptop has room for 2 SSDs. All right, so now, you know what I want to do, just so I don't accidentally format that drive. I've lectured everyone on this live before. Leave any secondary drives out until you reinstall Windows, just because you don't want the installer to accidentally screw up any partitions. Yeah, let's just play safe. I don't know if the customer cares that much about their data, but that's the way I'm going to play things. Alright, I'm not going to lock it up just in case I have issues. Alright. Where's this customer's power cable here? Let's see, what did I do with the power cable? Alright, this machine can't be that old. It does not. Oh, it does have a USB-A, but it's being used by the heck, it's being used by the, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about? The little mouse adapter. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to plug in the Dell. This power adapter right here. All right. Okay. Do 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 do. All right. Nope, that didn't like it. All right, there we go. Okay, so blank SSD. We're going to turn that on. Now, of course, I have to plug it in. Got it, Chris. Aren't I a fabulous technician? Always try to turn it on before plugging it in. Because that's the sort of magic my customers think I am. Alright. Do 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 do. You're not turning on. Oh, there it goes. Alright, here we go. Can you see? Yes, you can. Alright. You saw me do this Windows 11 installation yesterday on another machine. This is a Dell Inspiron. I have to do some digging to figure out what exact model this is, because the service tag's not visible on the bottom. It's all worn away. Here we are. This delay is normal on a Dell. It's going to hang, not see a bootloader on the SSD, and then eventually look for the USB. And it will eventually find it. For the boot key, it's always F12. There it goes. It finds the bootloader, and here we are. Okay, good. You can kind of see what's going on. Yes, 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 yes. Is that a better? You can kind of see what's going on now. There. How's that? Okay, so now this is just the Windows loader. Next, install. Battery for this machine is on order. It's a few days late. I figured I'd get some of the job done so I can get some of my clutter out of the way and continue working. I've had like several customers delay either coming to get their hardware or having parts being problematic and having to order new parts. Custom, empty 1 terabyte drive. For those of you who have never done this before, when you see you only have access to about 931.5 gigs on a 1 terabyte drive, and you know, statistically speaking, that the not statistically, well, I guess it is just statistics. 1 terabyte is technically 1,024 gigs. It's totally normal to only have access to 931.5. So here we are. Next, and here we go. We're going to watch Windows 11 install on this Dell Inspiron. All right. Okay, yeah, it's a little washed out until I get a more presentable option. We're going to have to deal with a washed out screen every time the screen goes mostly white. And that's pretty much it. What was that? How are you, everyone? Is my audio good? Good, yes. Good. Alright, you're watching Windows 11 install on a Dell Inspiron. This thing can't be more than 2 years old. It's got a USB-C port. I do like the fact this thing takes 2 SSDs. That's a unique feature, especially on a machine that's dimensionally this thin and small. Alright. I do invite you to show up at the YouTube chat. Give me a conversation there. Give me a phone call at 855-434-8787. You can chat me up. Give me some conversation. If I get interrupted, it's because someone's at the door asking me for an in-person conversation. 855-434-8787. You can send me an email at chras@southbaytechgurus.com. How are you, everyone? My audio sounds good. Nice. All right, we're 43% into a Windows installation. This is Windows Home. Windows Home. Meaning I'll put James's login information. I'll put his information here, and I'll call him and I'll ask him if he wants to just pay for the job and then bring it back when the battery shows up, so that way he's not out of the machine for another week. I think I did ground shipping on his battery. Battery failure is a normal experience after 3 to 5 years. They're like a consumable. It's like a tire. Eventually, it's like an eraser. You only get so many erases out of it. All right, 64%. I do a Windows installation at least once a day. Usually, I have no issues. So now, I don't know if you've seen yesterday's video where I had to go, because it was a stock SSD, I had to go download the manual SSD driver for the Windows installer to actually see it. This aftermarket SSD from Samsung is automatically supported by whatever drivers come with the default installation of Windows 10 and 11 installers. So that makes my job a little bit easier. All right. 78% done. This is how I recommend setting up a brand new computer, and of course this is how I usually like to do this is how I sell my virus removal. I don't technically take the proverbial tweezers to the virus because it's just not reliable. It's most reliable just to start over. And I understand it's painful to spend many hours of resetting everything up, and I do offer the service of helping someone with that. Reinstalling Outlook, reinstalling their email accounts, moving their content over. Yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of the work. Physical hardware repairs are actually few and far between if it's not an SSD update. Other hardware replacements are less common setup. So, yeah, things are literally more glued together than ever before. So my job is less physical repair. It's more setup and desktop support. If you've never been here before, you've stumbled across an IT guy who likes to show off his work. And of course, you can always refer to the videos that I do. These are simpler jobs. I don't do the more complicated ones on camera just because they take a long time. And I just don't have enough conversation unless you guys show up and say hi. So, show up regularly at around 10 a.m., 3 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. If I'm not here on that schedule, someone's paying me to be somewhere else. It is just me. 855-434-8787. It looks like all the physical files for Windows is physically on the drive. Now it's going to restart the machine. And then I'll just get it online. Let's see if oh, that's right. I have to get this thing on the Ethernet first, just so I can trick it into a local account, because it's the whole... There's a lie. There we go. I have to do the Windows. I have to put an Ethernet connection into the machine. Oh, that's why I have this. I talked about this yesterday. USB to Ethernet, Ethernet to USB, so that this particular machine that is so thin that it doesn't physically have an Ethernet connection can get a physical connection. So that I can trick my home edition of Windows 11 into doing a local-only account, because I'm not going to ask my customers for their Microsoft login passwords. A lot of customers don't even know if they have a Microsoft account. Getting ready. We're almost there. Almost there. All right, getting ready. Even if I do have access to the Wi-Fi, I need to be able to unplug the Ethernet so I can jumpstart this thing with a very temporary Ethernet connection. Because if I give it the Wi-Fi password and get it online, then I'm cajoled into what I wouldn't consider an option, but the only way I can get it to continue would be to log into a customer's Microsoft account, which is dumb, Microsoft. I'm just the IT guy. Don't make me ask for passwords. What's the point of a password if some IT guy gets to pretend he's secure? And what's the point of offering a password to anyone? You should be able to keep that for you and no one but you. All right, so United States, US, because apparently the keyboard firmware can't say that it's a US keyboard. Skip. Let's connect. Okay, this is where we're going to lie. We're going to get rid of the USB memory stick, and we're going to plug in... You know what? That's really annoying. All right. I'm gonna have to lift this up because I modified my cabling. You know what? All right, I have to modify my cable. I just did some cable management this morning before I went live. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. There. That's a little better. There. Here I am trying to clean myself up so I have a better presentation. And I lock my cables up so much that I can't reach anything. So now I've given myself a bit more slack. And now here we go. So watch this. If you have a home edition of Windows and you don't want to log into my Microsoft account, you want to do local only, you tell it you have Ethernet. And if you're a physical machine, a lot of modern machines only have USB because they're physically so thin they don't physically have the room for an RJ45. So a lot of these newest machines only have USB-C, in which you need a USB-C adapter. But here we are. So now we're going to be connected, hit next, and then immediately remove the USB. Now we can log in to a local only Microsoft account. A local only account minus the login from Microsoft. And now James is our name. Today it is. And now password. And now that the local account has been created, we'll hit next, 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 accept. We read every word, just like a rock star lawyer. Next, there. And now we can plug our Ethernet back in so that we can continue with our actual updates. And there we are. This might take a few minutes. I have my Ethernet hanging from the ceiling because my computer's on the other side of the room. I strapped all the cables all along the ceiling. This is a little bit easier because now, without moving much, I have access to two different desks in 180 degrees. So there we are. We're almost there. So installing the battery in this machine is fairly easy. It's only an extra 4 screws, I think. I'll call a customer after this is done, find out if they want to just pay for the job and then bring it back when the battery shows up in a few days, maybe a day or two. I don't know. I think I did ground shipping. All right. Please keep your PC on and plugged in. Yeah, I'm guessing that battery, the way it looks, isn't capable of much of a charge anymore. So there you go. There's our Windows. And now we just do the updates. Again, it's plugged in by USB, also known as USB in this case. Ethernet. Now we're just going to do the updates, and there we go. That's how you do an SSD update or installation on this Samsung. What is this? Dell. What is this? Let's go to System and find out exactly what Dell this is. It's an Inspiron 7386. There we go. 7386. Dell Inspiron 7386 SSD installation. Let me just take a picture of this for my own reference. And there we go. So I'm guessing most of us know how to do the Windows updates, both on Windows 10 and Windows 11. This is Windows 11. I think the original installation, you know what? I don't think this thing was able to boot because the drive was so full. Yeah, it amazes me. These companies want to make a price point that matches what they think the customer needs to spend. So to keep it under $1,000 or $800, whatever it is you spent, they give it the cheesiest, slowest, smallest SSD their vendor can provide. And it looks like, through my experience, the SSDs that are sold at the OEM level are actually no more reliable than a mechanical drive used to be. If you want a more reliable SSD experience, go ahead and upgrade it. and you will not just get a faster drive, but you'll get a more reliable one. All right, there we go. I don't think you guys want to watch me ramble while we do nothing but Windows updates. So there we go. Just do these updates. Just know that when you do the updates, the first time around, you're not going to be done. You're going to have preliminary updates that will eventually require successive updates, and you might literally have to do that 2 or 3 or 4 more times before it's finally up to date. So if you've never built yourself a computer, never installed Windows before, never did an upgrade before, that's normal behavior. And a lot of my customers, they think, well, aren't they automatic? Well, in this case, it's a laptop. The chances of that automatic update at 3 a.m., which I think is the default time, the chances of this machine being on at that hour are slim. So I tell people to regularly check multiple times a week for your updates. Oftentimes those updates will just fix stuff, whether you realize it or not. Those updates are like service bulletins in your car or recalls. Software breaks. Microsoft, Apple, they all make mistakes. Software is just an extension of the human condition. You're going to find mistakes everywhere. There's nothing perfect about a computer. All right, so I've just shown you how to do an SSD install on this Dell. It's doing some video updates. That's why the screen just went blank. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take off since you guys don't need to watch me do the rest of these updates. Have a great rest of your day. I might be back live later. I have a few other jobs to do. But that's pretty much it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a sort of nuance that you're only going to know with experience. When it said retire now, that error is because Microsoft was too lazy to say in proper verbiage, these are the updates that are complete. We need you to restart the computer to finalize the installation and then do updates again to install more updates. That's the sort of lazy Microsoft is. So we're going to restart the machine. Come on. Come on, Sisyphus. There we are. Restart the machine. And then there'll be more updates pending. That's pretty much it. So yeah, just because it says there are no updates either, you do want to manually check. Because that's a lie. There's usually updates available if it says no updates available. All right. So you'll see me again possibly later today. Probably again tomorrow. And maybe Friday. 855-434-8787. Give me a call whenever you want. You call me at around those hours, I'll probably be live and you'll be eavesdropped on. People will hear you. All right, have a good day. This was an SSD install on a Dell Inspiron 73. What do you say this is? That's why I took a picture. I can't remember the simple stuff. Let's see here. No, not. There we are. This was a Dell Inspiron 7386 SSD installation. All right, have a good rest of your day. Give me a call at 855-434-8787. Show up at the YouTube chat. Give me a chat there if you don't want a phone call. All right, let's see here. See you later.